I don't think so. You are live. Okay. Hey folks, here we are. Let's see. We're cooking. We're cooking. A little late. Yeah, there was a little bit of confusion here, but I just want to stress to you that this broadcast is a little bit like an experiment because here I am. The backdrop may look familiar to you from the news broadcast. It is still the world famous Parkway Diner in Stamford, Connecticut. And I'm here with all my Tea Party buddies this evening. So I'm hoping that they'll chime in as I prattle on. So Jason may or may not check in, but that's okay because there are certain themes we want to pick up on. Now, I just want to point out that with this group here, we're focused on the troubles of the world. And of course, we are concerned to find ways to address them. But sometimes we kind of go off the rails and start talking about space aliens. That's right. Who, some say, may not be so alien after all.
No, they live right with us.
Well, there's that. And the suggestion that you have some examples of the Nordics, right? The Nordics are the ones that look most like us. You've heard of them, haven't you? Not
Of course.
You have heard of the Nordics.
Sure.
Nordics, Nordics, like they look,
Vikings.
yeah, they look like they're from Finland.
Yeah.
Yeah, blonde,
Yeah.
right, blue-eyed.
Yes.
Except there's that certain unearthly quality about them that just makes you stop and say, I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. But very nice aliens nonetheless. Okay.
No, they weren't aliens. They were.
Okay. But, it's stuff like that.
Our ancestors.
So
So then we're aliens.
Okay. But, all right, I have to once again bring up logical fallacies. Have you heard of predicate thinking? Do you know what predicate thinking is, Will? Predicate thinking? Predicate thinking?
Radical thinking.
No, predicate. Like subject, like in grammar, subject and predicate. So predicate thinking, there it is. DJ Ricky, okay, we are off the rails, DJ. We are off the rails here. We're going to talk about aliens, but even then I go off into these excursions like, what? Forgive me. Okay, so predicate thinking is when you believe that two things that you see that look alike are somehow related. Or if there are two behaviors and the patterns of behavior are alike, they're somehow related.
They probably are if you think they are.
Well, not necessarily.
Oh.
Okay. And what caused me to make this comment was the other person we were just talking about a little while ago. That would be, yes, AOC.
Oh, she's
Yes.
a space alien.
Oh, yes. We have concluded that she's a mutant who was rejected by the Nordics and dropped here on Earth. And now we're stuck with her. What are we supposed to do?
Send her back to another planet.
Fake invasion. Yeah, you got it. There you go. All right. Oh my God. Anyway, fake invasion. Wait a second. 6/14. Hold on, man. That's Donald Trump's birthday. Are you sure you got that date right?
No, it's my
This could
sister's
upset some
birthday.
people. Okay. I don't know. All right. So the point of predicate thinking is they look the same, but they're not. And what I'm picking on is when AOC suggested that the activities of ICE can be connected to apartheid. The big show at the White. Well, 6/14. Well, then it's on his birthday. The big show at the White House is going to be on his birthday. Okay.
It is. It's on his birthday.
Yeah. So
That's
okay.
what they did it for.
The big show. All right.
Yeah.
We'll be ready. Which, by the way, was my brother's birthday. So, but
And my
anyway.
sisters.
And it's Flag Day too, right? So there you go. The 6/14 is kind of an important day. Okay, so AOC says that that ICE acts like apartheid. My reaction is, dear, you know nothing about the history of apartheid in South Africa. It was a system, okay, a whole institutionalized political system of racial oppression, I guess, for lack of a better term. You cannot in any way whatsoever compare apartheid with what ICE is doing by going after violent, illegal aliens. But there are enough stupid people in America to go, oh, AOC said something very interesting. I think, maybe ICE is like Aberdeen. No. Oh, God. So this is kind of like Mark Twain's old saying, lie goes around the world
Yep.
before the truth even gets one pant leg on. Yeah, it's kind of that problem. So, yeah. So we're getting to that. But then with the space aliens, there's so much juicy stuff here. I don't know where to start. Well, I'm going to just give a shout out to Ross, ROSS, COULTHART, Coulthart. He is a New Zealand investigative reporter who's devoted himself to these questions about aliens, for lack of a better word. And he did a long interview. He did spend some time talking about, where is it there? Where'd it go? Okay. There it is. Psionics. So the way I understand psionics is just a fancy term for telepathy. However, the suggestion of psionics is that you can engage in telepathic communications with space aliens. There you go.
Who can?
You can,
Really?
and your sister can.
Huh.
I think she may be particularly adept at it from your stories. So, just by the example he gave, was a friend who was very into it, who considered himself a practitioner of psionics. And so practitioners of psionics do what? They meditate a lot. Okay, so he, the funny thing is, so he meets a friend. They're going to go to this place. It turns out it's this place in California called Esalen Institute. Ever heard of Esalen? Fancy schmancy, say, New Age convention center or conference center. A small place, but it's right on this cliff overlooking the Pacific Ocean in California, and everybody says it's just an absolutely beautiful place. So yeah, and so he meets this guy who's going to go there. They're going to have this little workshop, I guess, on psionics. And before they got started, this friend of his said, "Ross, I have to tell you, I'm pretty sure that I saw a blue hexagon." So he just imagined a blue hexagon. So if you're following along, let's see, what's this? They brought them in to cause problem, reaction, solution. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Maybe if you could tell me a little more. So they have this little thing, sit down, and so they start the session, and this guy who's a psionics practitioner says after a few seconds, "Ross, I feel like I've connected with him." That quickly? Yeah. Okay. And so two things happened a few minutes later. One was because there's a group of them, they could look out down the cliff, and they could see this place where it seemed like a bunch of faces suddenly appeared in thin air. Like,
That's
what?
weird.
Yes, what? Okay. We'll go with this for now. Okay. The faces disappear, but then shortly after that, okay, then I forget if it was one or two orbs, golden white lights, sort of appeared. They came down, came within about, 300 yards, they said, hung out for a little while, and then left.
They came out to above the faces.
Well, no, the faces were gone. And then these orbs showed up. And okay, mind you, this is all within the time of this guy saying, "I'm going to try and connect with the aliens and see if I can get anybody to show up." And sure enough, somebody showed up. Don't know who they are. Didn't get a good look at them, but there were
It's
the
like
orbs.
what the people that do, what do they call them? And the table rises and all
Oh,
that.
seances.
Seance.
Well, let's see. I like where you're going with this, Court. Aleister Crowley Yeah, well, Aleister Crowley is a whole other discussion. Okay, if you say Aleister Crowley, I say Satanist, all right? And it gets murky because you get into what we'll
I don't
call
want to get into Satan stuff.
new age stuff, okay?
Yeah, I'm not interested.
And so you get I don't want to go there. Why did you have to do this? Okay, Aleister Crowley. Okay, Mr. Zone Television there. If you wanted to chime in on Madame Blavatsky, because I believe Madame Blavatsky and Aleister Crowley were contemporaries. Okay,
When?
the early 1900s.
And
So
what
I'd say
did they- what
late
did they do?
1800s. Well,
Study aliens?
all right, it would be more fun. Yeah, okay, apology accepted. So you had this thing called the Theosophical movement. Eric would have a lot to say about it. And let me try it this way. I'm going to set this up with two broad themes. So remember, starting around the Civil War time, what became one of the most popular pastimes in America? Seances,
Mm.
right? Mediumship. That's when all that stuff kind of kicked up all of a sudden. And, then you had somebody who exposed some of them as frauds. So the whole area just, fell out of favor with people, but you still had believers. Okay. So you have that whole thing. All right. So that's one major area. Meantime, you have all these historical traditions. So let's say we're beginning to learn about Egypt. Okay. And then you had these sort of like the Book of the Dead and things like this that people were becoming fascinated by. And
The pyramids and all that.
yeah, okay. And then that just kind of fit, that was connected in a funny way with, Eastern teachings as we were learning more about India because of England's interaction with India. So for people in England and other places, they're beginning to get this sort of rich goulash of spiritual and mystical traditions. And
Really, England had
yeah, Ouija boards, yeah, that too.
that
Sure.
came from Ouija boards came from England.
Don't know. That's a good question. We'll have to look up the
See,
history of that.
Will's philosophy of England ruling everything would work if that's true.
Oh, if the Ouija board explains it all, huh? The key to the British Empire was the Ouija board. Ah, jeez. You're nuts, Carola. Okay. Jeez. All right. Well, who knows where else we could go with this? All right. Anyway, so those to me, those broad themes set the stage, and one of the leading exponents for this sort of bringing together, I'm using the word loosely, this synthesis, okay, of all these different spiritual traditions was, though Eric may disagree, Madame Blavatsky, okay? So you had the Theosophical Society, and you had the subject of what's called hermeneutics. So I'm gonna deal with that later. These are the terms. This is what they were talking about, and so there was a, shall we say, vigorous, dynamic community of these spiritual beliefs that really stepped outside of the realm of Christianity.
Mm.
Oh,
Okay, and so they rightly or wrongly got tagged as paganism. And the thing is, you have lots of other, quote, pagan traditions that go back long before Christianity. So the temptation is to say, well, some of the stuff that they're coming up with now, the Theosophists and stuff, it's really just part of a long tradition that precedes Christianity. Well, that may or may not be true. But this is the stuff, okay, that was painting the time. So I'm just laying the historical foundation. And now I'm going to fast forward to the 1960s and suggest to you, ladies and gentlemen, that there was a group, the Institute of Noetic Sciences, Noetics. In other words, the science of consciousness. Oh, wait, didn't I say something
in the
before?
60s.
Oh, yeah, psionics. Right.
Mhm.
Consciousness, noetics, psionics. Oh, yeah, it might be connected.
It's still popular today, consciousness.
Yes. The 33 degrees.
universe is
Well,
conscious.
you know, the 33rd degree Freemasons, that's old news, buddy. I don't know if, you know, it's an interesting question. All these things, I mean, we talk about these things, but I mean, I'm the first to say I don't know squat about these things, you know, and it's a question. Is it, you know, I think some people have argued, didn't they? Somebody could explain this, that the Freemasons may have stolen rituals from other religious traditions, just like maybe the Mormons might have stolen a few things, maybe. You know, you got that kind of discussion out there. But tonight, I'm sorry, I don't get to get into this in the way that I'd like to. I'll try to make mental notes when I'm driving home, try and do some homework on this stuff. Okay.
No, I did hear Freemasons stole things from other.
Yeah. Okay. So we've heard this thing, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's true.
Freemasons
I need better, you know, I need,
Stole ideas from other spiritual groups.
right. Yeah. So let's mean to hear this suddenly shows up. My screen went kablooey and I went to St. Louis.
And one of them was from Knights of Columbus. I mean, Knights of Templar.
Oh, come on,
They stole it
guys.
from. Or they became Freemason from Knights of Templar.
Ugh,
They're connected
no.
somehow.
What's this thing now? All of a sudden, dude,
Right, Court? Did you
what's the
do that?
matter? I just suddenly got, this is really annoying. Okay, there's a ghost inside my machine.
It sounds like it. He's attacking us,
And yeah, it looks like he's causing problems here.
getting
okay.
too close to good answers. They
Okay,
don't want us to know.
what's this? Too loud? No, get lost. Oh, man. No. And no. How the hell this happened? I can't believe it's taking me all this time to fix it. I feel stupid. Okay, no, they were overtaken, and the satanic cult took. Oh, interesting. Okay, right. That would make sense.
What?
But we need. What he's suggesting is that these groups that I've been talking about, shall we say, started out with good intentions. So let's just think of this as the New Age community in its very, very, very early days, which again is the late 1800s, early 1900s. And by the way, can I just throw a monkey wrench into this to confuse everybody? You want to know who some of the early New Agers were? The Nazis.
No. Oh.
When you look at early Nazi ideology,
Yeah, they
it was
did all this
about,
stuff.
communities, community support, living close to nature, a natural life, a simple life. Somehow they lost track of that, didn't they?
Mm.
Yes. But that would have been, yeah.
But it didn't stick to that.
Yes. Well, but you want to know who else was an early New Ager? Karl Marx.
No, jeez.
His writings in his 20s, he was speaking in these idealistic terms of, communities of affiliation and such. The same idea.
And then the aliens get them and they get changed.
That's it, of course. The aliens are all Satanists. What's the matter with me? They ruin everything they come in touch with. You people are nuts. All right. So where did I end up with this? It's the notion that all these groups and ideas, there's a continuity of thinking here that I'm trying to establish. I left off at the Institute of Noetics here. Okay. And it carried forward in time. And you had all these other interesting people doing weird things like Dr. Lilly in his work with dolphins. Hey, DJ Ricky, remember Dr. Lilly and the dolphins? Maybe, no?
When was that? 80s?
Oh, no, that was the 60s. That was the
Wow.
60s. Yes. So what he did, because he believed in the idea of mammalian communication. So he wanted to
Aliens yet?
ultimately, I mean, when you think about it, right, you're trying to establish communication with something which is not of your own species. And a little more involved form of communication than nice little kitty, nice little puppy, something a little bit more than that. Dolphins, that's correct, dolphins. And they put bombs on boats. Yeah, well, he didn't teach them to do that. The Navy did that later, right? So the, oh, God.
Dolphins are pretty bright.
So he, let me get you one small example. So he tried to understand how we perceive messages. And one of the things that he would do was make these tape recordings that you would listen to over and over again that were essentially noise. But if you listen to it long enough, you would begin to think you hear messages in it.
Mm.
So somehow your brain is taking chaotic information and organizing it. All right. So this then kind of relates to our trying to understand communication with other animals. He starts out, so he's focusing on dolphins. He creates a tank. And what he does is he takes this tube and he basically lives in the tank floating. Okay. He wants to learn to think like a dolphin. All right.
Well, I had visions of becoming a cat.
Oh no, a furry. Well, it's not too.
Cuddly.
It's not too late.
The alien got to you.
Yeah, what? A furry alien, of course. That's too funny. Okay, well, I know what I'm going to get you for your birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, what is your birthday again?
Oh, November 2nd.
Oh, that's right. Yes, a fellow Scorpio, right. Okay. So, oh, God, I guess Jason ain't coming. That's too bad. I'm just letting him know he missed a lot of fun. And so speaking of fun, I don't mention to you the debate Friday. We had the gubernatorial debate Friday.
No, I didn't see it. Right.
Oh, okay, but it went well.
Oh, good.
Yes,
That was with
that's right. Betsy McCoy
in Connecticut. Oh.
and Ryan Fazio.
They were way up.
Right.
somewhere.
And what's her name? Aaron Stewart didn't show up, so we had a cutout of her.
So what?
To stand in her
What
place.
went well? What,
The whole thing. I mean, the whole process, the give and take. We got tons of positive feedback afterwards. It was a good thing because, I mean, especially for Eric, who had busted ass for this thing, and he just so I mean, it's probably cold comfort, but still, the notion that all your effort paid off in the way that it did, it's got to count for something.
Good.
Yeah. So anyway, there was that. I just had to mention that.
Can we
in
go
passing.
back and see it, or
Oh yeah, we
online?
recorded it. Yeah, I'll see if I can find the link for it and get it to
send
you.
it to me? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
whether I can find it or not,
Right.
I'm sorry because I have to get up earlier.
oh no, and the party was just getting started.
I know.
But then again, we should leave soon.
Tell us about the 70s now. You got to the 60s.
Oh
now we're in the
geez, the
70s.
'70s, better known as the Me Generation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, you had there was a continuation. I mean, because I was a part of all this stuff, so you had a continuation of the New Age generation across the '70s into the '80s. And I mean, after that, I would say by the mid '80s, I was becoming more quote conservative, and I just started pulling out of that
So
whole
did
thing.
you believe in the aliens and all that then too?
Pretty much, but especially at that age, there's so much stuff to absorb and try and understand. You're trying to sort it out. It's
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
yes,
You
All
went
right.
through it too, right?
Well, I like new age music. I didn't.
yes.
you
Well,
know, get into the
what was her
philosophy
name?
of it.
Her name is escaping.
Joan Baez or
No, she wasn't New Age.
no, she wasn't.
She was
I like
folk.
Um,
Yeah, she had some nice songs.
Yeah, I like
who is Enya?
Enya.
Yes,
Yeah.
Enya. I'd say she's a good example of what we would call
I don't
New
think
Age
I know
music.
anything.
For lack of a better, so New Age music to me would be like an abstract painting. Okay.
Mm.
You don't really have any characters. You don't have a plot. You don't have, I mean, all the rules of composition are thrown out the window with an abstract painting.
Huh.
Okay. And this, New Age music, what was that a guy, Yanni? Remember Yanni?
Oh, yes, Yanni.
Okay. And I find it interesting. So his, what would be New Age was also associated with what we think of as stream of consciousness. Okay. Because this was all considered hip, cutting edge, breaking with tradition and blah, blah, blah. And so you had these artists who were expressing it, I guess, as best they could. And I don't know if Enya's still around, but I wouldn't be surprised if her music changed. I find it interesting if you take Yanni. So Yanni was a case of on and on and on. I'm gonna kill you. It just, anyway, it's kind of like it was a long phase for Yanni, and he got over it. And next thing you knew, he became more like a conventional composer.
Huh.
How do you like them apples? Okay, so
Had to get it out of his system.
maybe he discovered the need that music, however you think about it, needs structure. All right, and come up with a different kind of structure. Be a little radical about it. Sure, I'm okay with that.
So
but
that was by the 85 or 90.
no, I think Yanni was finally turning the corner in the 2000s sometime. I don't know exactly. I didn't follow him that closely,
Oh.
Yeah.
but yeah. Here comes the coffee. Where's my cup? All right there. All right. Thank
All
you,
right,
sir.
everyone.
I
Nice
to
appreciate
see
it.
you.
All right,
Nice to see
Louise.
you.
Yeah,
I'm
same
gonna-
here.
I'm going to look for the flying saucer tonight.
Be careful,
No,
don't.
right.
there was one night I was walking. It was in 2017. I was
Yes.
at the, walking around the grounds of the condo, and
Right.
I kind of gone up this little hill. Like, it's called
Yes.
Silo Hill for a reason, I guess. And so I was, walking, and then I saw this blue light, and it just flashed like
Sure.
that.
Right.
And I said, "What the hell was that?"
Yes.
And I thought maybe it's a meteor or what?
Sure. That's reasonable.
Yeah.
All right.
And
But
I looked up, blue lights in case anybody had seen it. I came up with a few things, but I don't know.
really, none of them suggested it could be a UFO.
I don't know that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but it was like it
Okay.
really went
but
fast.
okay. But this is the other thing now about UFOs. We have a standard, the silver saucer, the round orb.
Yes.
Past that, it is amazing how much diversity there is
Yeah.
in terms of the shapes and colors of the things that we see in the sky.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah. Well, even just looking at some of this telescope, the new telescope, I forget what they call it, not the Webb.
Yes, the Webb telescope, or not Webb.
Is another one. It's
Yes.
more.
No,
No, not the Hubble. It's a newer one.
This one is the furthest away from Earth
Mm.
of all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad. I'm drawing a blank too, but yeah, no. I mean, this is another case of. It's kind of like the way I like to put it is. So here you have these fabulous pictures, our best telescopes on the surface of the Earth producing. Send the Hubble out, and it sends back pictures that blows everything else away.
Mm.
Okay, now we send out this other one past the moon.
Yeah.
To 1,000,000 miles, and it's picking up thing that blows Hubble away.
I haven't seen any of the pictures from when they brought them back.
Well, what are you going to do with this? Because it's just more dots in the sky. Little dots and big
So
dots.
they haven't shown them what they
Oh, I have, sure. But-
where.
But just with the Hubble, I mean, I can't even begin to imagine the problems that are posed by this other one. But you had people in the astronomical community saying, we need help. We have more data here to process than there are astronomers to process it.
Yeah.
So they set up this website, and you had to learn some astronomy, but you too could help discover things from these astronomical images. It's pretty wild. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye.
Good
Go
night.
find
Right.
some more aliens for us.
Yeah.
Yes. Give us a call right away, or maybe there's another way you can tell us.
Oh, forget it.
All right.
tell your husband you've been doing
Oh, yeah.
telecommunications,
There-
right?
Yeah, now there's a receptive audience. We like Dave. All right, so I guess on that happy note, we should start to tune out.
It's
Call it a
7
night.
o'clock. We
Yeah.
can go home too.
We should, yep. All right, so to DJ, to Zone, to all you guys, WPLR wants me to do a segment about this topic. Okay, well, if you need some notes, you know who to call. Okay, I can, because we emailed each other, we can make it happen. It's just, I mean, it'd be interesting to compare notes because, I mean, we're both probably students of the subject and maybe we listen to a lot of the same people, but we hear different things. Just saying. Anyway, we got to get going because Wilm has got to go to bed. And me too, for that matter. He just gets to go to bed sooner than me.